All right, we are live.
Welcome, foolish mortals, and happy Halloween.
You done messed up, kid. So you got yourself in detention. It's not cool. It's not American, man. Well, what do I know? I'm just some dude with glasses and a beard, dressed up like Captain America. This guy I had to beat up. I guess you could say he's an assault victim. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. The puppy's barking because she wants attention because I made this mistake of petting her.
I'm gonna feed her, actually.
All right. Well, I will just slyly take up the entire portion of this channel right now. Yes. Going to need my water. I prefer bottled water, unlike you peasants with your tap. Now, let's be honest, tap water is pretty friggin' amazing. But, like I said, we got to get down to the brass tacks. We're here doing a can't call it movie madness without talking about movies, right? And what movie channel is that talks about movies doesn't do like movie reviews, right?
Right.
So we're gonna talk about a couple movies.
Yes.
First, we both saw Black Adam.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was good.
It was enjoyable.
Yes.
The story that we got, I was not expecting it. I was expecting something else. I think they might have done reshoots or something like that. I don't know. But it was just a fun, stupid fun movie where it was just turn your brain off, don't think too much, and just enjoy the ride. And from what I'm given to understand, Dwayne Johnson is trying to head up the DC EU, so make it sort of like the MCU.
That's obviously not gonna happen now.
Well, it might. There's still a good possibility.
Well, because they just put James Gunn in charge of DCU. Yeah.
And he's going to do what? Burn it to the ground or something like that?
I don't know.
He better not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's not going to get hired because, I mean, like it or not, you got two companies that are like, well, we can make a cinematic universe. No, we can do it better.
Yeah.
But Black Adam was a lot of fun, especially when he came on screen and just started mowing guys down.
Yes.
With lightning, I'm like, oh, he can play a villain all right.
Yeah.
He's charismatic like that.
Yeah. Now, it's not a perfect movie.
No. No, there are moments where it's like,
yeah, the acting can be a little
It can be wonky, but
yeah.
I will say this. Hawkman and Dr. Fate, my God, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, they are way better. Sorry, badge from work. Like, honestly, they eclipse Black Adam in this movie. Even in scenes where it's like, oh, I'm the start. We sure about that? Because this guy, Hawkman, is acting his butt off and acting circles around you.
A couple things I want to mention with that. I was a little concerned that that the kid was gonna end up being annoying.
Which kid? The mom's kid?
Yeah, the mom's kid.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought he was all right.
He was okay. Yeah. But that speech when he was trying to rally everybody together, you could tell he was not. He was just phoning it in.
Yeah.
It was something that was the equivalent of a high schooler that just doesn't care about their part at all.
Right.
And I'm saying this after seeing my hometown's production of the play Clue.
Oh, really?
It was fun. The guy who's the villain, he's acting as the butler. This guy is so charismatic and had so much freaking energy. He was bouncing around like a bouncing ball. It was fun to watch him. Like it was a hoot.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I thought it would have been better if they had the wizard narrating.
Honestly, that would have been a really, really nice touch. Actually, it would have been really freaking cool if this whole thing was like a story sort of flashback tying in with Shazam.
Yes.
That would have really sold it.
Yeah, because I was under the impression that this movie was taking place like before Shazam.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I thought it would be because you're bringing back Black Adam. But no, it's like, oh no, we're dropping him in present day. This happens after Shazam.
Oh, it does?
I mean, I'm going by like the years they were released, sort of thing.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you freaking do.
Yeah.
I know what you do, puppy.
Yeah. So, yeah. I wish that it had been narrated by the Wizard, and I mainly say this because the fact that they had it like narrated by the kid, it almost felt like he was reading off a book report.
Yeah.
Of some kind.
Yeah, pretty much. I can agree with that. It was just like, wow. It's like you want to talk about phoning it in. Like I've seen some phoning in, but this took the cake.
Yeah.
However, I will say one other thing. You know how we have one character die? Well, Black Adam's been out for a while, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Fate dies. If you're like, dude, spoilers, bro, I went to go see this. Like, I'm one of those people that takes forever and a day to go to the movies. But anyways, Dr. Fate, he dies. It's not the end of him.
Oh, really?
He's coming back. He's coming back. He might have his own solo movie.
I'd be down for that.
It might be a big old flashback with Pierce Brosnan, which I would say, yo, let's see that. I'm going off of Young Justice, where Dr. Fate is still alive. It's just Dr. Fate is in the helmet.
Yeah, I'm just happy they finally brought in Dr. Fate in general. So
yeah, honestly, this guy makes Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, look like a wet noodle.
Yeah. Yeah, even though there were some times where, like, okay, I'm kind of getting some, like, Professor X vibes.
Yeah, he's kind of like Professor X and the Sorcerer Supreme rolled into one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, let's be honest, he is the guy that came first, and Doctor Strange is the copy.
Yeah.
And the copy does all right. I mean, there was the first Doctor Strange movie, which is actually pretty dang good. But the Multiverse of Madness left quite a sour taste in my mouth and left something to be desired.
Yeah.
But we're not focusing on that.
No.
So anyways, Black Adam. Do you think that this thing could kick off like a whole new storyline?
I think
DC?
I think it's possible if Dwayne Johnson wants to stick around.
He does.
Oh, he does.
He absolutely does. He's
Okay.
like, listen, I want to put some work in for this character.
Okay.
And I will say this, he is like picture perfect for Black Adam.
Yeah.
Like, he looks and he acts the part, and all Black Adam does is he's just gruff. Which, funny enough, in his first iteration, he was a villain, but then he's become more of a corrupted anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
And even he develops a family in the comic books.
With what was her name?
Adriana and her
Amon.
Amon.
Okay.
And both
I
of
kept
them.
thinking that his name was Armand.
No, it's Amon. And both of them actually get powers from Black Adam.
Oh, really? Okay, that.
Adriana becomes Isis. That's going to be in a later movie. First, they got to establish her.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
Well, the Egyptian goddess Isis.
yeah.
But yeah, you get the. And Amon is going to be Osiris. But eventually, Amon dies. He gets eaten by a talking crocodile.
Okay.
And what happens is Black Adam goes into a rampage and causes like what the big event in DCEU. It's called the World War III arc.
Oh, wow.
He fights everybody. It literally takes the Justice League, the Justice Society, and I think a few other heroes, including the Bat Family. It takes all of them just to like hold him back.
Okay, if they did that, it would be like the DC equivalent of Avengers Endgame.
It would. But at this
But
point,
I don't know if they would be able to pull it off.
I don't know if they'd be able to pull it off right now.
Yeah.
Maybe later on down the line, give it 5 years or so. But yeah, Black Adam was a lot of fun. Right, puppy dog?
Yeah, and one other thing that I want to say is that they do try to go into this commentary of whether or not heroes should kill, but I don't feel like they really go far enough with it.
No, they really don't, because there are categories of heroes that do kill. It's the anti-hero.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, the poster of that category is Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's Deadpool, Wolverine, Black Adam, Red Hood. And that's just 4 that I know off the top of my head.
Yeah. But every time either Adriana or Black Adam brought up, well, it was technically the Justice Society who brought it up first. But Adriana's like, well, where have you guys been?
Pretty much, it's like Kondak has been having problems and you guys did nothing.
Yeah. So I'm like,
we're here to protect Kondak. It's like, dude, you got somebody that is kicking ass and taking names and kicking out a fucking dictatorship, and now you're all like, oh no, wait a minute. I'm like, screw you.
Like, yeah, I'm kind of at the side with Black Adam on this one.
Yeah, pretty much. I would have to agree, because I just look at that and I say, it don't make no sense. It's like, now these heroes show up. It's like, we're here to liberate you. It's like, screw you.
Yeah.
But anyways, Black Adam, fun movie.
Yes.
All right.
One other thing that I did think was kind of funny, that Amon's room got completely trashed.
I know. Like, Batman poster, Wonder Woman poster, Superman poster, destroyed. And yet somehow they're going to try to make a reference to Flash in this. It's like, oh God. Ezra Miller's Flash, not like,
Yeah. And yet for some reason, like, most of the fight scenes were happening inside of that one building.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And inside this kid's room.
Pretty much. It was like, oh my gosh.
Like, who's gonna fix this?
Building manager. That's an apartment.
Oh
and it looks like an apartment.
I feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, Lord knows. But anyways, what do you think? Fun movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would say B- at best.
I would say B-. I would have to agree, because it was wonky, it was stupid, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
On to the other one. Halloween.
Okay.
Now,
this movie, wouldn't you say that this movie like changed like the face of horror?
It did.
Yeah.
Because it was the face of the new horror. Like it took elements from, because horror back in the day was the old monster movies.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky things that came around, like, things that go bump in the night.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a couple things to note about this movie.
Keep in mind, this is the original Halloween.
Yes, the original, none of the like sequels or remakes or anything like that.
Yeah, no, we're just focusing on the original one from like back in the late 70s.
Yeah. It made Jamie Lee Curtis a star.
Mm-hmm. Made her a scream queen.
Yes. Also, upon its release, it only played in like one small theater, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And word of mouth just got out, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, do you know what this movie was originally going to be called?
No, I don't actually.
The Babysitter Murders.
The Babysitter Murders.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The babysitters do get killed.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Oh, don't try to tell me spoilers, dude, because this movie's been out for 30 some odd years.
Yeah.
Actually, let's be honest. 40. You got no excuse.
Yeah.
But the fact that they took in, like, they made it so it's like still a monster that goes bump in the night,
Mhm.
but it's it's a dude that has gotten out and just wants to kill.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, you still have some of that like weird dialogue that doesn't really work well today.
No, it doesn't. Like, it's dated as all
Like
hell.
you have a guy talking about wanting to rip some kid's clothes off. Like
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like some of the stuff. It's like, oh boy, but it's a good movie because it became the face of new horror.
yes,
Like it propelled horror into a direction of, oh, these monsters don't have to be, monsters. They can be like people that want to kill.
yeah,
And that's the thing about the new one, where in Halloween Ends they said like, oh, Laurie just antagonized a guy with brain damage.
God.
That is not what I would call Michael Myers. Saying like, oh, he's got brain damage. No, he's a guy that wants to kill.
Yeah, and like I heard, like apparently, like his mask actually comes off in this new movie.
It does. Someone does take the mask off
Okay.
of him. And they go around killing as Michael Myers before he kills them and gets it back.
That sounds weirdly convoluted.
It's stupid as all hell. It's like, oh, Michael Myers took on a disciple. No, he doesn't. He never takes on a disciple. If anyone says, I'll work with you, ching, he works alone. Yeah, but let's see. Like honestly, the original movie, I would say it's great. There's not a lot of blood, not a whole heck of a lot of gore. I mean, yeah, there's murder in there, but it's a horror movie.
Yeah, and Michael Myers became like a horror icon
Because of these movies.
Yes.
And because of this movie.
Yeah.
But actually, in the movie, he's listed as just the Shape.
Oh. Yeah, and apparently, like, I guess, like, for the mask,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they used, like, a William Shatner mask.
Mm-hmm. And turned it inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did. And I was like, oh, that is freaking cool. I love that. But let's see. The movie, it moves at a slow pace at the start before it starts picking up, which is fine because you want something that's going to move at a slower pace.
Yeah. And,
because you want to build the tension.
there's one scene in the movie that, I felt like never really went anywhere. And that's, with that, like, store robbery that, those cops were looking into.
Yeah, you know what? I think that might have been a Michael Myers setup scene, but honestly, it didn't really go anywhere. I think it was just something to pad up the time.
Yeah.
Messing with your dog just a little bit. And she loves. See? Loves the attention. But anyways. What? I'm not going to have you up on me because the last 2 times you've done that, you've been marking your scent on my pants. Which I'm like, boy. But anyways, this movie, like, we got 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about this movie. The fact that also that it was like set up like all these different things like happened, like Michael Myers' tombstone being taken away.
Yeah. Well, his sister's.
Yeah, his sister's tombstone taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was all set up as some elaborate plan to like just scare the living crap out of this baby. Consider Laurie Strode. Oh, Mitch. And it was good. Like it was just a bunch of random stuff. Like I think that might be what the store robbery thing is. He might have been grabbing some supplies or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he might have been grabbing some stuff because I'm like, oh man, I did not think of that. until now.
Yeah.
Your dog is swinging back and forth while I'm scratching her. Excuse me. What the? Oh.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's spam.
Okay.
That's just spam. Yeah, we got some comments in our chat saying, "Oh, find love in your town today." And it's all
Okay.
yeah. It was all just disgusting, dirty comments.
Yeah.
That's lame as all heck. But if you think about it, after that movie, you had other horror icons such as Freddy Krueger,
Yes.
Jason Voorhees, who else? Leatherface. I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and let me tell you, that movie is brutal.
Yeah. Would you count the alien from Aliens?
That came out in like the 80s, I think,
yeah.
right? So yeah, so Alien did come out, and that's science fiction, but yeah. Like Michael Myers started a whole new chain of horror movies, but then Jason Voorhees comes along in part 2 and changes horror once again to be like slasher.
Right.
And you see that inspiration in Halloween Kills, in the new one.
Yeah. And unlike Halloween, which only played in one small theater, when Friday the 13th was released, that got shown in like hundreds of theaters.
Yeah, because people saw Halloween and were like, we want to see this more.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, and that's the thing, like the money goes to where the attention is. I mean, a good example of it is, look at the NBA. Plenty of people watch the NBA, so the money is going to go there.
Yeah.
But women say, oh, well, the WNBA also plays. Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Ladies, your bucks go to the freaking Kardashians. So you take ownership on that one and you start watching the WNBA. Well, it's not as fun. Then what can you do to change it? My suggestion, lower the rim. Lower the rim, lower the hoop so you can actually dunk. That'll make it entertaining.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Halloween.
Yeah.
The movie was so fun, but it took me years to watch it because I'm not a fan of horror.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's fun. And then I went and got Halloween 2 because I want to see how the story continued.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fun movie too.
Yeah, and I think there was a time where like the Halloween movies like didn't feature Michael Myers.
There was one actually.
Okay.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. My cousin has it. Apparently, it's not too bad.
Okay.
But again, Halloween was started with Michael Myers. He was supposed to be killed off in 2 anyways. And the Halloween series would just be talking about, like, Halloween creepy, spooky stuff. Like Curse of Sam Hain, witches, Michael Myers. But Michael Myers was the only one that really kept the franchise going and still is.
Yeah.
So after Season of the Witch, they were like, we're going back to Mike. We're bringing him back. And the rest is history.
Yep.
And there's so many timelines now. Where it's like, which one is the regular and the original?
Yeah, until 2018 where they said, like, screw all the other movies.
Yeah, so basically, I don't care about the other movies. I enjoy and particularly care more about Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. Beyond that, it's like, okay, do whatever. But to me, that is a complete story right there. But the fact they said, okay, well, forget Halloween 2. Don't you freaking say it. It's not canon. I hate you. But yeah, Halloween, it's a fun movie, fun holiday too. That's when everybody gets candy. I know I like getting candy, but I'm 30 years old. You're 30 as well.
Yeah.
32. I'm 31. We're like, we can't go out and we can't get candy. So we got to go on the bargain day when it's on clearance. Literally, that's what I had to do. All right, well, I think we've talked about Black Adam. We talked about Halloween. Is there anything else that we could talk about? Because I would hate for this to be such a short movie.
Yeah.
Short podcast. Pardon me.
You said you were gonna look up some like Halloween like legends, right?
You know what? I did not look any of that up.
Okay.
Let's see. There is the Curse of Sam Hain, but I guess Sam Hain is I don't know. Let me find out. Quick, park your booty, missy. You park your park it.
Yeah, I remember I posted that one article about the vampires.
Yeah, the vampires. That was actually pretty cool. What was that? Sam Hain.
Yeah, real life vampire autopsies of the Victorian era.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam Hain is actually tonight. People call it, or as Americans and Europeans like to call it, it's Halloween. Give me the free candy. This is America. I want all the free diabetes in the bag now. But Samhain is actually a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition.
Huh.
A Gaelic word pronounced Samhain. Usually celebrate from today until the evening of tomorrow to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Which, according to the Greeks, is when Persephone goes down to Tartarus to be with Hades. What's so special about it? Oh, it's marked as the Celtic New Year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the end of summer and the end of the harvest season. It's also signaling the beginning of winter, which they associated with death. Which is fair, everything is dead.
Yeah.
On this day, the Celts believed the veil between the living and the dead was especially thin. It allowed the spirits of the dead to visit the living. So, Coco.
Oh, cool.
You've seen the movie Coco?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
basically
that
the
movie.
same thing. That was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Dude, why the heck do you think I looked up Sam Hain? Because I'm like, okay, how can I bridge from Halloween to something else Halloween related? Oh, Halloween 2 mentioned like there's a curse of Sam Hain. I don't know. Samhain. I don't know what that is. I'll look it up because I think stuff like that is cool. Park your butt, Poochie.
Yeah.
And leads into the veil between the living and the dead's thin, so the dead can visit the living. Oh, so like the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Which is a Mexican festival that Coco is inspired by.
Oh my god, Coco was such a
Oh my
great
god,
movie.
the music. And I know everyone's like the version of Remember Me. I was like, I hate that version. I like the quiet one where it's just the dad singing to his daughter Coco before he leaves, the last time he'll ever see her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Me. I actually played that in rehearsal for the Bay Community Band.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and the song and the message is so good. It's like our relatives are never gone.
Right.
Like they'll just visit.
Yeah, I would say that version and the end credits version are the best.
Yes.
I do not like the version that's sung by Benjamin Bratt.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a really good singer, but the character he plays is an act. He's a jerk.
Yeah.
I almost said a swear. I almost did a swear. That's not good.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about Un Poquiti?
Un Poco Loco?
Yeah, Un Poco Loco. That's a great song.
Yeah. A lot of the songs in Coco are great.
They are. They really are.
Even though half of them are like the same song.
They pretty much are, but they're all based off of Mexican tradition.
Yeah.
So sometimes the songs are kind of the same. Sometimes they're in the same key.
Yeah. But one thing to note about this movie is that at one point, Lee Unkrich, who I think it was Lee Unkrich who directed Coco, he wanted to make this like a full-on musical.
I would have loved to have seen
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I forget why he didn't do that, but I know that he wanted to do that at one point, where the characters would have, broken out in the song.
Mhm.
And there's even a deleted song on the movie's on the Blu-ray bonus features
Mm.
where the grandma actually sings.
Oh, that would have been cool to
Yeah.
listen to.
Um, Another thing to note is that this movie actually went through many story changes.
Really,
Yes.
that is nuts.
Yeah. Um, Specifically, the ending.
Really?
Yeah. There was a version where Miguel was going to have the guitar with him the entire time. There was a version where the whole like no music thing was depicted like more as a curse.
Mm.
And yeah,
Hmm. Still, like depicting the no music as a curse, that would have been interesting.
yeah,
But I think also the fact that they were like, we make shoes. That's all we do. We are not musicians. The fact that they were shunning the dad, I thought was like, why are they doing that? It's like because he left me. It's like
which that's not really what happened.
it wasn't. It's like the dude was killed. Like he was straight up poisoned.
Yeah. Which okay, I'll admit that that whole thing was a little like when you look at the perspectives of both characters, it can be a little like confusing
Mm-hmm.
because it's like um, like they're acting as if like he abandoned the family when technically he really didn't.
He really didn't. He was actually trying to get back home because he was
Yeah.
like, "Listen, I'm tired. I'm done. I want to see my daughter."
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that is an honorable thing.
Yes.
That is a noble thing. It's like you don't want to. It's like you don't want to play anymore. You
Yeah.
want to. You want to see your family.
Yeah, and then there's a point in the movie where Imelda is like she actually liked his music at one point.
Yeah.
And it's like I wanted to stay at home, but he wanted to play for the world. So it's like, so you're really in support of him leaving? Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that one's a little confusing though.
yeah.
But still, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Really good movie.
And also, this movie has one of my favorite quotes,
Mm-hmm.
both coming from Ernesto. Which the first one is success doesn't come for free, and
This is true.
I love that.
Yeah, success doesn't come for free. I mean, I know that as well. Like you have to pay in order to be successful.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's the reality.
Yes. And then there's another one where he says, nobody was going to hand me my dream. I had to actually like work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true because no one's gonna give you anything. You have to work. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
And when you have earned it and you've got it, it's like okay, now we're good.
Yeah. Another interesting fact about this movie is that Anthony Gonzalez was not their first choice for Miguel.
Really?
Yes.
Who would have been? Would it have been the kid from Family,
No,
Modern Family?
I forgot the actor's name. But eventually, um, the kid got too old for the part.
Mm.
But he is still in the movie as a cameo. He plays, I think, a security guard.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's nuts.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And originally, Miguel actually went through a couple of name changes too, where at one point he was going to be called Marco. And then I think they were going to call him like Michael or something.
That last one wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, call him Michael in Mexico. It's like, no, it's Miguel.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like Michael or Mikey or something like that.
At that point, just get Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael. Boom, you got the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
God, why am I just... Why am I tired? It's probably because I was working all freaking day, and I'm just now my body is starting to feel like, oh, you're starting to catch up and feel it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that sucks.
But yeah, Coco, great movie with a fantastic score.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
from Michael Giacchino.
really good story.
Yes. And like, I'll be honest, like, I related a lot to Miguel in this movie.
Yeah, because he's trying to. Well, he's trying to find his grandpa, right, or something like that.
Yes, yes, and the fact that they don't tell you the grandfather's name. Throughout a majority of the movie, and they refrain from showing his face until the end.
Mm.
So.
Yeah. But not only that, it's the.
So I thought.
The great grandpa.
Yeah, I thought that was
not the grandpa.
Yeah, I thought that was a twist that worked really well.
Yeah, it worked pretty dang good because it's like, oh hey, you don't know what he looked like until the end. It's like, oh, so that's what he looked like.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It was really really good, and the fact that they brought in like what was it, this guardian cat or guardian dog or something? Yeah. No, it's the dog.
Yeah. Dante.
Yes. Where the dog's just like, it's like, okay, you're just being adorable, Matt, or adorable Lily. What the? Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. We talked about Black Adam. We talked about Halloween. We talked about Coco. I'm fresh out. I think this is one of those shorter ones. That's oh my goodness. I'm not being very active right now because I'm just like I'm finally sitting down in a comfy chair and I'm like, yo, I could sleep here.
You've seen Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
I have actually.
Okay.
I have seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay. So we could talk about that one.
Yeah, might as well talk about that one.
Yeah.
I thought that the movie Nightmare Before Christmas, I can see why everybody gets all up in a tizzy about it because it's like, oh, it's cool and all that.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you gave me a choice between Nightmare Before Christmas and Edward Scissorhands, I'd probably pick Edward Scissorhands. Just because I'm like, you could watch the movie once and you're like, nah, it's all right. But I get it. People like that movie and they enjoy it because the story is good.
Yeah.
You're bringing in. It's a story about a guy that's run out of creative juices. He's trying to find something new to like spark his imagination, his creativity. So for Christmas, He tries to be good, but because it's Jack Skellington.
Oh, excuse me. Hello? Hi.
Because it's Jack Skellington, he's the king of Halloween, which is,
Yeah.
what he specializes in. So the fact that the movie takes him where he goes to, tries to be creative, I think is pretty cool because it's this way of finding out. Sometimes you hit a wall with what you're doing because you're doing the same old stuff.
No, I'm with them.
But if you change it up, where you get some inspiration from another source, it's helpful. It's like, the spark comes back, your imagination starts running wild. And at the end, Jack Skellington, he gives a Halloween style Christmas, but because that's who he is. He's meant to scare.
Sorry about that.
Who was that?
My sister.
Nice. She in town?
Yeah, she just moved back from Las Vegas.
Really? Her and her wife?
Yep.
They moved back here. Where are they?
In Elyria.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice. The family is close together again.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
Nightmare
what?
Before Christmas.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it's a good story.
Yes.
Like, you're taking a guy that has run out of creative juices because he's the king of Halloween. He's like, yeah, I've done pretty much everything. I don't know what else to do. Boom, he comes across Christmas Town. What's this? What's this? And it just sparks his creative juices up, and he gets so excited.
It can almost be like I guess an allegory for like how Hollywood is kind of today.
It is, because they do the same thing over and over again. But if they get something new in them, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to do something like this. Like something, ideas of Christmas brought into Halloween. And that's pretty dang cool. Hey, we got a viewer. Have we had that viewer for the whole time?
No. All right. I don't know who that is. Okay.
And but I still really enjoyed it. I like seeing The Rock throw people around the JSA were pretty cool. I agree with that. Zach. It was a fun movie. I mean, some of the writing, the way they jumped around, I would have to agree. It was like, it could have used some work, but seeing The Rock throw people around, I mean, come on. I grew up on him in wrestling, so that's pretty signature. And Aldous Hodge, really good. And Pierce Brosnan, great.
Yes.
If you actually want to see more Aldous Hodge, there's another movie I would recommend. Brian Banks. Such a good movie. Such a really good movie. But anyways, we're on.
Yeah.
We were talking about Nightmare Before Christmas. We talked a couple of other movies because we're like, I'm a little tired. But hey, thanks for dropping by. We really appreciate it. I don't know. I'm not on YouTube all that much, so again, thanks for dropping the comment. So, anyways, I would honestly agree that the fact of running out of juices. You could even say that same thing with Black Adam.
Yeah.
Because we see the superhero trope coming in and in and in and in, and it's probably going to go the way of the spaghetti western. You know how in the 50s there was nothing but freaking westerns, nothing but westerns. And you had two guys that you would go to for good western movies: John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. Pardon me. And with those movies, it's like eventually you ran out and you're like, we gotta give it a rest. Same thing is probably gonna happen with superhero movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, how cool is that? That's our first comment, isn't it? That is freaking awesome. Dude, I'm gonna check out this guy's channel real quick.
Okay.
See how many followers he got. Just because it's the fact that we've got somebody from YouTube that came onto our stream. Oh, I was looking at me. Hey, Pooch. Hey, Pooch. All right. Zach Milne talks movies. This guy's got 1,000 subscribers. He's got 1,027 subscribers. That is freaking awesome. The dude's got like 360 movies.
Wow.
Man, this guy is even ranked the DCEU movies ranked worst to best. Hey, that's pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. From looks like worst to best, and he even included Black Adam, and that was 4 days ago. He got 35 views. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is still freaking awesome. But you know what? I think that's a good high point for us right there.
Yeah.
Like, we got a guy that has 1,000 subscribers, decides to come check us out on StreamYard. Well, we're streaming on YouTube as well, right?
Well, technically, yeah.
Yeah, so he came to check us out. That's freaking awesome. There's the dog, your dog.
Yeah.
He's dressed as an assault victim.
Yeah.
If you can't tell by the bandages, he got beat up. Mm-hmm. All right. But I would say, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, and once he gets to Christmas, he's like, oh, I've got all these ideas for Halloween. And that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, I would say my only main criticism would be with Oogie Boogie.
Yeah. Well, why would you criticize Oogie Boogie? Is he like too much of a cartoon?
Oh no, it's because he doesn't show up until like the very end.
Pretty much, yeah.
So like, yeah, he doesn't really get enough screen time, and there's like no motive for why he's doing any of this.
Yeah, I guess you get the idea he's trying to become the king of Halloween, but it's like, come on. Jack blows you out of the water every time. Most of your stuff is just like, eh.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And the fact that it's also a movie they throw into Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun franchise, except for those kids. Screw those kids. The ones that were like, what were their names?
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Yeah, those guys.
Although I do like their song.
Their song is fun, but they're annoying,
Yeah.
both in the game and in the movie.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we got.
Mm-hmm.
So, Black Adam, good movie
Mm-hmm.
for us. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was more of a turn off your brain sort of thing, and just watch it.
Yeah. Halloween classic.
Absolute classic. Great movie.
Yes.
Coco,
great movie.
great movie as well. Like
Yeah.
it, great music, great colors, great animation.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The fact that animation is becoming such, actually animation is not dying. It's actually starting to flourish and come back, which is great.
Yeah.
And Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it's okay. I
Yeah.
think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's Halloween.
Mhm.
We got stuff to do. I gotta get home because I gotta pass out candy for the kiddos.
What are we going to talk about next time?
That's what we need to think about. What are we gonna talk about next time? Well, I think what we need to do before we do our next one is we need to watch Werewolf by Night.
Yes.
Like, I need to come over and watch that with you on Disney Plus. And I think I should be able to do that. Let me check my schedule. Thursday.
Okay.
So Thursday we'll do another one. We're gonna
Wait.
am
I working Thursday?
yeah. Let's double check because I work in the mornings. I work as a special ed aide.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what at Bay Middle School.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you work Thursday?
5:45.
5. Wait, 11 to 5. Oh no, at 5:45.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not exactly gonna have time. When's the next day off you got?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Let's see. I'm not gonna be able to. I am helping run the video game club at the middle school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And also, I've got a band rehearsal that night, so
Okay. I'll have to wait until I get my schedule for next week.
yeah. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
If we can at least get one out every week, that's
Mhm.
great. But thankfully, I'm done with my charity function, and actually, I worked at a for those that want to know, every October I help out at a charity for the Parma Animal Shelter, where it's put on by my cousins. It's a haunted house. It's called the Haunted Yard in Parma. We have a Facebook, and it's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. You got people that helped build this thing. I helped build this thing, and we scared the daylights out of kids. Kids, parents, and teenagers alike. And let me tell you, nothing is more satisfying than scaring the daylights out of teenagers and having them scream and run. The only thing better than that is causing a mom to piss her pants. So we got to figure out when to watch Werewolf by Night,
Yep.
and then we'll do a reaction review to it.
Yes. So in the meantime, be sure to comment,
Give us a like.
subscribe, join the Discord if you haven't already.
Yes.
And also, if,
What's the name of the Discord? What is the name of it? Just
Myths, Legends, and
yeah, it was. Come here.
Myths, Legends, and Other Stories.
Okay. Yep. So that's our Discord.
Yes.
Myths, Legends, and Other Stories.
Yeah.
We do have a category for self promo. So if anyone wants to join and you take pride in the stuff you do, like, hey, look at this cool thing I'm doing. I'm also, got a YouTube channel, or you want to send us a video showing off the cool stuff you do. By all means, we'd love to see that.
Yeah.
People do cool stuff.
Yeah. Also, if you have any ideas for stuff that you would like to see us talk about, feel free to let us know.
Yeah. We would love to hear some ideas. I mean, we will have a chat not only in StreamYard but in YouTube. And if you guys want to react to it, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll talk about this, we'll react to it as well. Because the fun part about this is that not just that it's the two of us, it's you as well.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, I'm tired. I could use a nap. Nap time.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all in the next showing. All right.
Bye.
Take care.